Hi, welcome back to Tracking Networth with Yappy. Yeah, the personal update. So there's like nothing to report on, like, romance or whatever. Yeah, but in general, I don't know what to do about romance. I don't know how other people do this. Jesus, maybe you should ask them. That's a good idea. Been really busy. So I've been like thinking of ways to increase income for my corporation and trying out a thing where I set up like coaching service. I mean, yeah, I'm doing the first trial already, wanting to send out a message for a second trial, but yeah. And I've also been doing like a lot of client work, so you'll see that back in the numbers. I finished like one project and I'll do another one in a couple of weeks. Like everyone's on vacation now, so there should be like more coming in like that. Anyway, let's jump into the numbers. Okay, so first of all, our financial goals. We still have the same goal of trying to become financially independent. That's the thing we're still executing now. I've updated the graphs better. So before we only had this blue one, which is the net worth, but I also added the red one now, which is our high yield debt, which we're paying off to reach financial independence. And as you can see, it has been paying off. So even though this has been going up and down all over the place, we have been making steady progress here. It's been going down a lot. So aside income tax being awful still, we are getting close to paying off this final batch as well. Like there will be another step like this, but that will probably happen in around December. So 6 months later or something. It's gonna take a while. We're still at the 400-500K range. We had like a little jump of it's because the dollar has become worth a little bit more. Yeah, and then finally our balance thing, we're not really doing a lot of this right now because we're still paying off debts. It's just not that interesting right now. It will be later on, but not for now. Okay, business income and expenses. So first thing to notice is that we in fact have more than last month, and that's because I finished this project and it was like I charged them like 2,500, and there's also like VAT in there, so it turns out to be 14,000 in income. And then VAT. So I haven't actually spent any. I don't have any like VAT I owed, but I paid too much VAT, so I got a bunch back from the tax service, and that's like for example, gas money, stuff like that. So just like me driving around in a car in the Netherlands a lot. Okay, the expenses are still quite high, and this is all accounting expenses. So it's around it's mostly 500 euros is just keeping the business operational, and then we got another 3,000 apparently of just accounting expenses. Okay, that's fine. Like we have to do that every year because we set up the BV structure. So yeah. Withdrawals are 3,500. That's like the same, and we end up with a gross total profit of 8,000. So it's a little bit higher than normal. We got our corporate taxes, and then something else happened is that we had this 16,000 euros of tax payment, and that's like we did like a guess of how much profit I would have on 2024. That guess was wrong, and we ended up calculating I had to pay 15,000 in tax, but actually it turned out to be 5,000 in tax. So I way overpaid. And then once I overpaid, I got a letter from the tax service. Oh, hey, you shouldn't pay 15,000. You should pay 5,000 instead. Please send over 5,000. But obviously I didn't do that. I already paid 15,000. So they probably corrected themselves, and I don't have to do anything. But yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so the business assets and liability, I also added this. N26 is at 331. ING is at 9,316, and that's because I got the payment for the project and I haven't moved anything over yet. The holding, I actually moved this up to 3,000, and one of the taxes got deducted from there. But as you can see, the savings are also way lower now. So we have like an emergency fund of 17,000, and because the taxes were so high. Higher than I expected. I had to drop into the emergency funds to pay that. But that's why we have it. And we have to recover that first. And that's not like I expect in the coming 2 months to get, the taxes I overpaid to get back from the government. It's going to take a while. But yeah, meanwhile, we have to recover this, the old-fashioned way of just, keeping money in the business, saving it up. And then, the Russian accounts, it's like, it's still the same. It doesn't change a lot. And the interactive brokers, other stocks, it's going down a bit, but whatever. And then finally, we got the people. So this just changed. Like I didn't send any money to my private account from the business aside the normal income because we don't have any money to send because of taxes. Okay, but you can see in the liabilities that actually we overpaid. So we paid 2,000 too much. The tax service is owing us fair bit of money at this point. And yeah, we can see that the shareholder equity is going up by a fair bit, despite all the taxes. Like we're still making a fair profit. So yeah. Okay, and then like the private income and expenses. So we got our normal income of 3,400, and we deduct our normal taxes of 370 euros. We got Airbnb income. This is actually really high because I'm renting out my own house. So for this month, I got 1,250 of just outside of Airbnb. This is from all of my own house, and we got the other 3,000 for normal Airbnb operation. This actually also included a week of pre-booking of direct bookings, and that was already booked way back. So yeah, I probably should add it to here, but yeah, whatever. Then we got a manager cost of 720. Actually, that's for next month. So yeah, we're doing really well. And the running costs are only 800 euros. Living expenses, I was surprised how low this was, but I guess the exchange rate was really good this month, so we didn't have. Normally, like you would expect Aruba to be more expensive than the Netherlands, but yeah, during my stay here, the exchange rate has been so good, and that's also like why our net worth has been tanking. That it's just not that expensive to be on this island. So yes, good for me. Yeah, and you got the debt payment, so that's like whatever we normally do, and we ended up with a lot of extra money this month, so that's good. We normally don't get that, but this month we got it because the renting has been going so well. And yeah, okay, assets and liability. I remember I reported this yesterday before I bought the bike. So I had to take out some money, some cash in Florin, because I had to pay like for gym and I had to pay for bike, so I had a bunch of cash on my account. And yeah, the dollars I got it from my parents. They were like really concerned about me getting here, so they gave me like $50 because I normally don't have any cash. So here, have some money so you can at least get to the apartment. But yeah, anyway, yeah, the taxi is expensive. It's like $35, but yeah. The checking account, so 4,500 euros. That's fine. Checking CMB, so I've been sending over more money to Aruba, and it's been going up. Savings for Trade Republic, yeah, just like all the excess in rent and whatever I have, I send to Trade Republic because that's high interest. And apparently I could also like automate the sending back of money. So I already programmed it to pay my income tax, which I have to pay in September apparently, automatically. So I don't even have to think about that. That's wonderful. So I can just keep sending money there and it'll be fine. Yeah, we can keep these other accounts, the ING checking account, lower because of that. Okay, and the equity in holding it's like growing a lot because you have so much profit. I mean, I think like 6,000 is a lot for a month, but yeah. I guess like there are other people with businesses and they think like, oh, 6,000 is like nothing, but it's a lot to me. Yeah, and then the pension, right? So the S&P 500 has been on a wild ride, has going up a lot, even though the dollar is so low. So yes, the pension account is going back up again. That's good. I've been buying more stocks as well from dividend, and it's actually a really nice account because you don't pay any dividend tax. I was thinking of I'll probably want to make a video in the future about should I send money over to that or not. It's a little bit it's a bit technical to figure out, but yeah, it's probably worth doing though. So share supersede, that's like the same, I guess. They haven't done any fundraisings or whatever, so that will remain the same. And we got the house, my primary house, and as you can see, the house in Australia has gone back up in value, and it's just exchange rates going up and down. Okay, student debts are slowly increasing, but that's fine. Deferred income tax is slowly creeping up, so we'll soon have the reckoning with this in September. So we're now doing the July video, then we have the August video, and then after that we'll talk about the income tax, but it should drop a lot, and yeah, being deducted from the Trade Republic account. But yeah, so deferred dividend tax, this is the thing we're probably we will not be paying in like 20 years at least. But yes, this thing will just keep on growing as the BV grows in value, and that's fine. So deferred pension, right? This is because of the pension account. This will only once I retire. Once I currently reach the age of 68, but this will go up again in the future. We don't know, probably. In the Netherlands, you cannot retire earlier. So yeah, actually the 20,000 in my pension account, I don't know when I'll be able to access it. So that's like one big calculation I'm making with the pension stuff. I can send money over to it, but I know that it will take a long ass time for me to be able to access it again. So it may be the same as just burning it. But yeah. Okay, so the mortgage is I actually got a double payment on this, so that's why it's dropping so much. I did the video, or I recorded the numbers yesterday, but in Netherlands it was already the day after, so they already did all the mortgage calculations and stuff. So they do it on the first of the month, which is quite annoying. That it was evening here, so it was already night in Netherlands, or like next day in Netherlands. I mean, I guess they have to take it over at some point, so yeah, they may as well do it in 12 o'clock in the night. It's a bit weird for banks to do that early, Apparently their computers run at night, but they cannot process transactions in the night. They can do the mortgage calculations at night. That's obviously how banks work. Okay, so my father's mortgage. This is also nice that this is ticking down. So it's going down from the other way. And so this is going down. And meanwhile, from the other side, we're saving up on Trade Republic. And then we'll soon be able to cancel it out. And as you can see, this is only 42,000. So by the time it's December, it should be in a 38 or 37. So it's closing up. I just guesstimated December. It may also be like January or November. Maybe we're lucky. And then the heating fund, that's slowly ticking down as well. And then finally, oh yeah, about this. So we're currently owing to my own company 82,000 euros. This will probably be 4%. So this should be 4%. I have to pay this back, and I did a calculation that if this will be at 4%. It may be lower actually next year. We don't know the value yet. But if this will be at 4%, then it's going to take me 10 years if I pay 1,000 euros a month to pay this back. This is unlike this payment, which causes me stress. I always have to make these payments to my father. If I miss a payment on my BV, there's essentially no consequence. So well, there may be a consequence if I miss it for like 10 years, but it's a debt owed to myself, and I only track it because of tax reasons. Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna pay it off eventually, and I'm fine if it takes a long time to do. I may even do 500 a month, but yeah. The nice thing about it is that it's like it's going from my private account to the business once I start paying it off. I start paying it off once we deal with this one. Every time I send money, I can use it in a business, and in a business being used probably will mean sending it to investment accounts for now until I have enough money. So I've been thinking a lot about what to do after this, and I think one of the big things will be getting rid of this, and this will grow more, right? It will grow towards the 38,000 we need to still pay off, so it will be like 100k or something before we pay it off. So on the credit card, there was 135 euros on this as well. I noticed I've spent a lot of money on credit cards. I guess for online things, I prefer to put it on the credit card and use my actual bank account, because if stuff goes wrong, then I can have the credit card company help me out, and they're a lot better at it than a bank. So yeah, as you can see, our net worth, unlike last month where the liabilities would increase and the net worth, actually assets, would be going down. This month the liabilities barely increase, I guess only by 1,000, less 900 euros, and the assets have been shooting up. So that's why we got this huge swing in difference between this month and last month. And yeah, we're slowly crawling our way out of the 400,000 range. At one point we'll get there. Yeah, and also finally this number has gone back down. Yes, finally. It's kind of interesting that the liabilities are keeping going up. Yeah, I wonder why that's the case. Okay, so our quick cash is growing because we keep most of our money in bank accounts. Which money do we have in bricks? We'll go back up again. Net worth without primary house is jumping up. And yeah, percentage of debt. Actually, my definition of high yield debt is above 3%. So in fact, all of this money I owe to my BV is also considered high yield debt. Maybe we should change this definition to 4.01%. But I don't think it would actually become a financial goal to get rid of this, because it's owed to myself. So I pay the 4% to my business. Then the business money is being taxed at 20%. So even though this is 4%, I guess it's a variable rate. I don't even set the rate. The accountant sets it for me. They just pick whatever is lowest. I think they did 4% last year. If you take effectively what's happening is that I'm losing 20% of 4%, which is about 0.8% is being, so it's not too bad in that one, but I still think it's better to pay it off eventually. So I'll do that. I'll set that up after we deal with my father's debt. And yeah, so this is also more a social thing, right? You don't want to be owing so much money to your father. Yeah, I guess you don't want to do that. Like, if a bank is kind of fine because like a giant bank, they have plenty of money, but your own family probably not. Anyway, so yeah, we're making progress. We can see it on the graph. We're making steady, slow as progress here. Compared to the net worth, it's going so slow, but it's going down. Okay, every month, and that's good. So please leave a comment below. If you like the video, please like the video, subscribe, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.